All right, hello, welcome to the Lowell High School radio studio. Justin Scott here with the second Lowell Ledger podcast of the year. Just recorded the first one, and it went relatively well, so that was good. I am here with two soccer players, Ben Homolka and Aiden Ottinger. Right, I said your last name right?
Yeah, you did.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect. Yep. See, I'm an expert. So how'd the season go, guys?
It went relatively well for the age we had on the team. I think we were a relatively younger team, so finishing third in the conference is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, definitely a young team this year. I mean, it was my senior year. The season did not start out well. I mean, I missed a lot of the first games, so that's not great. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of put us at a disadvantage at the start. But for a really young team this year, I feel like we definitely made a name for ourselves in the new conference that we just joined, and we really set the tone for our future seasons that we're gonna. Well, you guys will have here, not me.
I think it's only up for these next few seasons for us.
I agree. Yeah.
So tell me about the conference. Like, who was the hardest team? Who, were some games that you thought maybe we should have won that one? So.
I would definitely say the hardest team in our conference was Allendale by a lot.
I agree. Yeah.
But they're losing a bunch of seniors, so next year we're coming back for them.
Yeah, a lot. They're a super senior heavy team. Really, the only person that you're losing is me. I mean,
you Ben Cross.
Yeah.
So,
but Allendale was really hard. It was unfortunate the first time we played them on the grass field. That was my third game back, and I got a concussion in the first 3 minutes of the game.
That did happen.
Yeah, that I got kicked in the head. So
that put us at a disadvantage for the rest of the game, and so that kind of sucked. But a team I think that we should have beat that we tied was actually Kenowa Hills.
I agree with that. Also, I think we could have beat West Michigan Aviation.
We definitely could have.
That was the first goal, absolutely insane. I mean, top corner banger from 30 yards out. Like, that's just ridiculous. Second goal, I mean, don't know what you guys were doing up in the
second goal was kind of our fault. Let him through on a corner.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, like we said, it's only up from here, so do a lot better.
What would you say was the goal of the season? Was it Max and Sparta, or was it another one?
Fiegels was great.
Yeah,
against
Fiegel
Sparta.
against Sparta was really good.
I mean, you got to give Max Waz some props as well for a couple of his goals. His first goal on Sparta was a great ball played through to him for a perfect tap into the bottom corner. I mean, it was just so
goal.
Like simple and smooth.
Not trying to glaze myself, but my headers were pretty cool.
You got a good head. I mean, you really, really, really put it in there. You got Nacho's goal against, what was that tournament? Who was that first team he played?
Howell.
When that ball got played through to him, he was gone just by the defense.
Yeah.
He put a whole bus in between them.
Yeah,
that was ridiculous.
That was a great assist, if I might add.
That was Mason Rose that played him the ball.
No, it was me.
Oh, it was you?
Yeah, it was me.
What was playing with Nacho like? Because every time Nacho scored a goal, he was just like, cool, yeah, I scored. He didn't celebrate. He didn't do anything.
I mean, that's how they do it in Spain.
Is it really?
They don't care. I mean, a goal is a goal. Soccer is this. Football is a sport down there. Football is a sport down there. I mean, it's just it's like football here. I mean, touchdown's a touchdown. You see it all the time. I mean, watch it on TV all the time. See it in the high school field, everywhere, college. I mean, that's the same thing for a goal and soccer for them. So
playing with the exchange students is always fun because you get to learn a different kind of way of soccer, because the Americans, the American way of playing soccer is it's a lot more physical. So when those exchange students come in and they have these foot skills and they just look at the game a whole new way. So it's always it's cool to see that.
Like, what's your favorite professional soccer team?
My favorite in the Champions League is Real Madrid, and in the Prem it is Man City or Man United.
And what's your favorite professional soccer team?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really watch soccer a lot, but if I had to, I mean, in the Premier League, I'm definitely a Liverpool fan. So
What's interesting, though, is you guys pick teams overseas, which I think is very, very common. And I think that's a unique part of the sport that, you don't see everywhere else.
yeah,
And
I mean, but like if we're being real, who watches the MLS? I
Not-
mean, I know my parents do, but that's because they're old heads.
I think
so.
the problem, like, there's no local team, right? Like,
No, we don't
Yeah.
have
Chicago, Columbus. We don't care about
Exactly.
that. Like,
exactly. We don't have a Michigan. We don't have like a Detroit Lions in the MLS. We don't have.
Yeah, that would be
We don't
great
have
if
we don't
we
have
could
an
add one
MLS
of
team.
those.
I mean, we have GRFC, but that's
had GRFC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
She's
not.
gone now.
Yeah, they're gone now.
There's Detroit City, which I don't, it'd be cool if they could get like promoted up or,
they're
relegated
just
down.
they're just minor league. It's like the
Right.
Whitecaps. I mean,
Yeah.
well, it's cool, but they're minor league,
Right.
and it's soccer. So you're not gonna get a stadium or a crowd like the Whitecaps get. So it's like,
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to choose teams overseas just because the quality of soccer is better.
Mhm.
Like even if you watch the World Cup or the Copa, and the Euro, they're two completely different games, and you would be able to see that.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. It's a much easier watch.
Uh-huh.
yeah, and there's a lot more known names. From the, I mean, like, who really knows MLS players? Like, the only
Inter Miami. That's it.
Yeah,
Right.
Lionel Messi.
Yeah.
the only actual MLS player I know, I don't know if he's retired or not now, but I know he played for LA Galaxy. Chicharito? No?
No, I don't know him.
No? Neither of you guys have heard
No,
of him?
I have.
That's the only MLS player who's never played in the Prem or the La
Yeah.
Liga or any of that.
Yeah, I can't really name any if I'm being honest.
And I feel like the
I don't really watch
MLS is like the Saudi league. Like, you don't know anyone from
Yeah,
there.
the only
I mean,
reason people
Ronaldo.
watch the Saudi league is because of Ronaldo.
Exactly. I mean,
Because he's the greatest player of all time.
no, he's not.
Hang on,
The-
wait a minute. Yeah.
The only reason people watch MLS is for Messi. I mean, did you see when he joined Inter Miami? The ticket prices
yeah.
for an Inter Miami game went from $75 to get like front row VIP tickets to over $500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Just because of Messi.
last year, Chicago, I went to that game and it was 70. I mean, it was like 70% Messi jerseys. I swear.
Yeah.
All the pink jerseys. There were Chicago Fire fans there, but Soldier Field was like 70% Messi jerseys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
And
that's
he
all
didn't. He
people
didn't
care
even
about.
play. That's the crazy thing. He was hurt, so that sucked. But
He was hurt.
yeah, that was crazy.
That's one of my issues with like watching professional and like overseas professional, like the Prem
Oh.
League or La Liga. Like, you're
Yeah.
not hurt, dude.
Yeah, I feel like you just
I
got to
mean-
really sell it to get that
And
foul.
exactly. I mean, it's strategic, and at that level, and that's like with that amount of skill, free kicks from 40 yards out can be extremely deadly and a high scoring opportunity. But in high school, you get a free kick, you're gonna hit it over the net, Ben. But
All right, I might hit it wide or to the keeper. Let's be real.
yeah, but just the flopping, and it gives such a horrible name for soccer.
Oh, it does.
That's why no one in America cares about it, because people like football. They like the contact. They like it to be aggressive. You get floppers, it's going to be a soft game.
Yeah.
That's why no one wants to watch high school soccer, because you get those floppers, and you don't want to watch that. You want to see a nice physical contact full game. That's why I play the way I do. I play super physical. I like being physical. If I was a little bit bigger, I'd like to play football as well. I mean, I played football when I was younger. It was great. But really, it was soccer for me, But
Yeah.
I just like it. It's better when it's physical
you
instead
hadn't
of
had
a bunch
once
of
in a while.
floppers.
It just
Exactly. Like I knocked that kid out at the last game we played against East Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
I went up for the ball to punch it, caught him in the jaw, knocked him
Yeah.
out. I mean,
I am always on the other end of that stick because
you're a flopper.
I am a flopper.
Right.
Fortnite flopper.
I wouldn't say flop, but I definitely over-exaggerate some fouls.
Oh yeah, you do.
Like, was there ever a full like total flop this year?
I haven't done one in high school.
That is such a lie.
No,
That
but
is
I
such a lie.
have just done a full-on flop in club where nobody touched me and I got a PK from it.
You got that in Rapids and the Cherry Cup. You did that.
That was a different one. Actually, I've done that twice.
Yeah. You say when
But,
you came played with our club team.
I try to play physical, but I mean, I'm a small guy.
You need to put some meat on your bones.
Yeah, so I usually just try to use my foot skills, and if you hit me, I'm most likely going to go down.
Yeah, I don't like that. You need to get bigger, and you need to play aggressive.
Well, you're just a sophomore, and so like when Elena told me, Coach Elena, when she told me the captains this year, I was like, wow, Ben, he's just a sophomore and he's a captain. That's really cool. And she's like, well, he earned it. So I thought that was really cool and spoke highly of you, kind of commanding the team out there.
I felt really honored to be in that position to where they felt like I was ready to be in that position. And I'm just hoping that I can keep doing what I've been doing and keep being a leader on the field.
So, start of the season, you guys play Northview. You lose by 1 goal. Coopersville, lose by 1 goal. And then Calvin, Cedar, you lose by 2 goals. And so, what was morale like at that point? And how did you bounce back against Kennewa that next 2 days after Cedar?
I think like the morale was obviously very low coming off a 4-game lose streak. But we did our best to try to keep everybody positive and to keep everybody working for that win. It just made that win against Kennewa feel so much better because we were finally out of it, especially with that loss to Calvin. That loss to Calvin Christian was a tough one because we were up by 1 at half and ended up conceding 5 goals in the second half. But
that was a game I in fact missed.
Aiden did miss that game. But we just tried to keep people positive, and it just made that Kennewa Hills win feel that much better.
And Calvin made the semifinal, by the way, in Division 4. So they were a good team.
Yeah, they were a good team.
They were a good team. Lost to the eventual champion, Muskegon Western Michigan Christian. So then you beat Kennewa. You lose to Allendale. But then I feel like the season really kind of got sparked at Sparta because you guys flew out of the gates.
Yes,
Tell me about that game.
We had Joey Prinz scored a goal 16 seconds into the first half.
That was incredible.
Yeah,
I think it's one of the fastest goals I've ever seen in high school ball.
We played it back. I think it was Griffin who played me on a through ball, put it right in. Joey tapped it in 15 seconds. It was a great goal. And that really sparked the feeling for the rest of the game and was able to put us in a position where we were confident and we kept working because we wanted it that bad.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this was like the week of my concussion. I remember nothing from that Kennewa game. But the Sparta game, I remember a little bit. I mean, we really dominated everywhere on the field, on defense, in the middle, up top especially. I think that entire game, they had one scoring opportunity, and I shut them down. I mean, that was really it. It was a cross from the left side out of the side of the box. It went back post. There was someone there. Just went through him and grabbed the ball, punted it up the field, and I think we scored off that. So really, that was it. And that was at like the end of the first half. And then they put Saban in the second half. So really, that was the only work that from the back as a goalkeeper that had to be done that game. It was really just complete like control. I think it's probably one of the best games, if not the best game I saw out of that team this year. I mean, it was really something. I would
agree with that.
And then another game you flew out of the gates right after that, Greenville, Pink Arrow.
Yeah.
You guys scored it might have been the first minute, and then Greenville scored again, like right after, and then we kind of dominated after that.
Yeah, that goal they scored 100% was on me. He got past Jacob somehow. I didn't think this kid was gonna get past Jacob because Jacob's so fast, but I was ready for Jacob to just hit a speed pad and just go after him, and then I was like, oh, Jacob's not running after the kid.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I have to go out now. And I came out so late, and I went down to slide for the ball, and he pushed his leg all the way out, full extent, and got a toe poke on the ball and hit it right underneath my arm. And I was so furious. And that was the one opportunity I had to do anything all game. The rest of the game, didn't do anything.
Yeah, that goal was just kind of it was unlucky. I mean, it was a miscommunication between our center backs, and stuff like that happens. You just got to learn to live with it, and obviously we did, because we scored 7 more, and they didn't see the back of the net ever again. So
Yeah, and I mean, everyone makes mistakes. Like, we're human, you know. I mean, unfortunately for me, I just have less error, like room for error, because I'm a goalkeeper. I make a mistake, it's either a goal or someone's going to have to get a yellow card for a foul in the box, and it's going to be a PK. And,
yeah,
you know, I mean, very much so less room for error on the back line than like we have room for in the middle or up top.
Yeah.
So
Tell me about Albert, because Greenville game, he scores, and you guys were trying to get him a goal like all season, and so he scores, and it was a great shot.
It was a great goal.
Strike.
Yeah.
Tell me about him, just like as a teammate, and why that meant so much to the bench.
James is he's a great kid. I mean, he's been playing soccer. I have no idea how long. I mean, senior night there was pictures of him from when he was like little, so I'm assuming a long time. He moved here freshman year along with Ben Cross, and I mean, he's just a great kid. He's a country kid, farmer. I mean, he's a quiet kid. He's super nice. I mean, big guy. He's really like just one of the nicest people you ever meet. I mean, he's super funny at times when he's not being quiet. You know, I mean, I think there's a video after who did we play? Who was it? It was after the second Kennewa Hills game. I'm pretty sure when we won 3-1.
Second Kennewa Hills game we tied.
Or no, not Kennewa Hills. What was it?
Coopersville, maybe.
Coopersville. Yeah, 3-1.
That was 3-1. Yeah.
That was a good game.
Yeah. There's a video of him singing like "Big Green Tractor" on the back of the bus. I mean, he's a great kid. I mean, he does his best. He works hard, never complains, and it paid off at the end of the season. He got his goal that he's been looking for all season. And as a senior, I mean, it's heartwarming, you know, for everyone on the team, and it's just it's good to see him get a goal on varsity as a senior. I mean, he had plenty of goals on JV, but it's great to see him his senior year get one on varsity. So.
Yeah, I think James just really boosted the morale of the people on the bench, people playing. Like, he was just a good person to have on the team to really help with the mental side of things, which I believe is it could be argued as the harder part of soccer more than the physical part.
Who else on the team like were integral parts that maybe we haven't talked about yet? We talked about Joey. He had a phenomenal year. Talked a little bit about Max, who also had a phenomenal year. Any other guys, particularly the seniors?
Yeah, Bradley Farman. He he didn't get very much playing time, but when he did, it was always fun to watch him.
Yeah.
He always boosted the morale of the team. If you needed positive reinforcement or anything, Bradley was the guy to go to. I know he helped me out through a couple low points in the season, and he's just a great guy to have on the team cheering for you.
Yeah, Bradley's one of my best friends. I mean, he moved here my sophomore year, so you were in 8th grade, but
yeah,
I mean, he's just a great guy. Smart kid, funny kid, amazing to be around. I mean, like Ben said, he didn't get a lot of playing time, but when he did, it was just he's a big kid, and it's fun to see him go out there and just shove kids around and go for the ball and you get him, Bradley. I mean, it's just so fun. I mean,
season.
And
Get him, Brad.
Nobody sees the game like Bradley does. I don't know how he looks at the game the way he does, but I honestly, no hate to Elena, but I feel like Bradley sees the game better than she does. Bradley's got an eye for the game that I have never seen in my entire life. I mean, he just understands better than anyone, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. As a baseball player, and he understands the game that well, it's amazing.
All right, now I have to talk Coach Elena up. Tell me about her and how she kind of approaches things.
Oh, I mean, I don't really. I mean, she's a great coach. I mean, definitely. So throughout high school, I've had 4 different head coaches. I had Mike Lincoln Hall, Dan Lapon, Jeff Sweet, and Elena.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had 4 different head coaches for I played JV freshman year and varsity. After the end of the season, I got bumped up to be Lincoln's backup on varsity as a freshman. And then sophomore year, I've had 5 coaches because I did JV and varsity split time sophomore year because I was the only keeper. So I had Nick as well. Nick Struckmeyer as a coach, and then Jeff Sweet as a coach as well. And Dan, my freshman year on varsity, and Elena, finally junior year, took over as head coach. And that's really she really did a number for the program. Throughout my freshman and sophomore year, we had 0 funding, we had 0 stability, we had no shape, we had no we really had nothing. I mean, it really just felt like we got some soccer balls and just decided to kick them around one day. I mean,
Yeah.
and then yeah, you go.
To add on to that, I've only ever played for Elena and Elijah in high school, but I remember what it was like before because of Lincoln, and I think that they really brought a whole new outcome to the program. They both coaches really care about the program, and they really care about us players, and they would do anything for us if it came down to it, and I'm grateful to have coaches like that. Both coaches see the game very differently, so it really just depends which one you ask about something. But
if you ask them the wrong thing, it's get on the line.
Yep,
You say the wrong thing, it's get on the line. I mean, but you need coaches like that.
Yeah,
you know?
do.
I mean,
they make us run when we mess up, and that's kind of what we needed. We needed discipline on the team.
Especially as such a young team.
Yeah.
You guys especially, like you, Emmett, and Mason and Peyton specifically.
We definitely needed.
You guys were a couple of knuckleheads.
Emmett wouldn't mess around. That doesn't sound
Oh,
like
no, you're right.
not
We'll take
Emmett
his name.
Shadig. Not Emmett Shadig. Never. But no, we needed coaches that would make us pull our heads out of our, But
yeah.
we needed it, and that really is what Elena did my junior year, so last year and this year. I mean, she really disciplined the kids in the program to go from a great comeback season last year to leading off in this new division, placing 3rd against teams that are ranked in state, and one of them ranked in the country as well. I mean, it's just placing behind those guys I'm okay with, because those guys are really good. Cedar and Allendale are good teams.
Yeah, they really are. I think Cedar is going to be one of our harder opponents next year.
Yeah, because they have some young guys on there too, and they got a killer JV team as well. So they're going to be good the next few years. You guys are really going to have to step it up.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
Ben, how do you, as a leader of these younger guys, take a good team and make them into a great team? Because the last 10 years or so I've been around here, I've seen some very good soccer teams, very good players that have come in and out. How do you elevate the program to be able to win games like that district game against East Grand Rapids, where really, after the first 20 minutes, you guys were probably the better team throughout that game?
Yeah. What really takes a good team to a great team is really that mental side of the game. You could be one of the best, physical, best foot skills, just one of the best teams around. But if you don't have that mental side to the game, that mental toughness, then really you're not that good of a team at all. Because I know I struggle with that mental side of soccer. That's why I keep bringing it up. But what really makes a good team into a great team isn't the skill, because skill will make you a good team, but the mentality to win and to always want to do better and to lift up the people around you. That's going to turn you into a great program, great team.
Aiden, what are your plans for next year?
So I've already had an official visit and a training session with Great Lakes Christian College. So that's where Carter Szymanski is at.
Yep.
Right now, number one on my list is Trine University in Algonia, Indiana. So it's like 2 hours from here. Division three school. I got a decent bit of communication from Division two schools, but I don't have the grades to go there. College soccer was never my plan. I don't know if any of you guys know this, but I've only been a goalkeeper since my freshman year, so it never was really like I didn't think it was going to be an option on the table for me. I was just like, whatever, and I'm not a school guy. I'm a worker. I like to work. I don't like to be at school. I'm not saying that people should rather work than go to school, but I've just never been a school guy, so I finally started picking it up last year and this year. Just right below the mark of being able to go to Division two, but hopefully I can go to Trine next year, play there. They're national champions, Division three national champs. They won last year, I believe. So it's a good school. They got a good team, good program. I also have an official visit set up there, and then one at Bryan and Stratton College in Buffalo, New York, as well. It's another Division three school. They're also a great team. They were they won their conference, their division last year. They're 5-0 right now, so they're on the track to win again. So another good program, good team. And as for school, I plan to go into business and marketing. So.
Hey, marketing's great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on, and Aiden, best of luck. Going forward, it's a testament to your hard work that you came in as a freshman, not having been a goalkeeper, and now you have the chance to play for college, and Ben, again, sophomore captain. That speaks volumes. So, great season, guys, and definitely looking forward to. And Aiden, you got someone?
Yeah. While we still got time, I want to talk about that EGR game. I don't know about you, but that was a winnable game.
Oh,
that
yeah,
was a very
100%.
winnable game. I mean, the first half they got okay. So for starters, they got home field advantage on their stupid little square field. Okay,
That field.
I hate that field.
And
It
that
is
student
mini golf
section.
turf. As Emmett Shadig said, I'm not stealing the quote from him. He said that turf is like mini golf turf, and it is. It is so bad. And they had the sun blaring that day right in my eyes. So bad that's how they used the sun to score the first goal.
Yeah, we lost.
Completely couldn't see the kid running down the sideline in the sun. I couldn't see anything on the left side of the field. And they played the ball across to the backside, and I'm like, oh, that's going way out and wide. There's a kid hiding in the sun.
Yeah,
Puts it
we
in.
lost. We lost the coin flip that game, and they put us facing the sun, and that was an unlucky draw. And there's just a lot about that game that could have gone better, coulda, shoulda, woulda. Soccer's
Yeah.
a game of chance and a game of mistakes.
That second goal they got in the first half, I came out on a breakaway, absolutely plowed the kid, deflected the shot. It went up to outside the 18. Don't know. I got up, didn't know where I was. Kind of got hit a little bit hard, but we were all right. I was trying to find where I was at, and then he hit the ball, and I dove for it and barely missed it. But,
Joey Prince had a great solo goal that game. Their defense liked to keep it in the back and play out the back, and they would mess up. And one of the times they messed up, Joey was right there. He knocked the guy off the ball.
Oh, yeah, defender was just a little lazy, and Joe was right there.
Yeah, props to him
Scored.
for taking advantage of that.
That was a great goal.
It was a very great goal. I mean, there was so many more times where those in the second half their defense messed up that we should have and could have taken advantage of it, but I don't really know what was going on up top there. It's like you guys didn't want it as bad as some of the other guys did. I'm not gonna lie, but it's okay. I mean, season's season. I mean, they're a good team. They'd beat Byron Center, and Byron Center won regionals, right? I think so.
I think they're in
Byron
the state
Center.
finals.
Byron Center they either won states or they came second.
States? How many states are there?
What?
It's state finals.
Stop.
No, but the second half we owned EGR. I mean, it wasn't even like it was so one-sided in the second half. I mean, I was unstoppable in this. I don't want to self-glaze, but everyone knows it. I owned them in the back, like big time. And up top and in the middle, I don't know what switch got flipped from the first to second half, but we just dominated.
Yeah, in the
It
middle,
was amazing.
We clicked that game in the second half. We played really well. It was unlucky we couldn't get a goal out of it.
And it sucks that I believe at least we're such a second half team, and I'm a second half player. For me to play to the best of my ability, it sucks, but I have to get scored on once before I actually can lock it in. And I don't know what it is, but I need one first before I can actually lock it in and play to the best of my ability. It's my stepdad, who was also my coach on Rapids, tells me that all the time. He's like, "You're such an idiot. You always got to get scored on one time before you can lock it in and play the best that I've ever seen." And he's like, he's like, you're such a weird player. He's like, never seen anyone as odd as you and whatnot. So, but EGR was a very winnable game. It sucks that team ended my varsity season sophomore, junior, and senior year.
I think 2016 to 2019, Forest Hills Northern did the same thing to us. We kept hitting, and we were ranked top 10, I think, many of those years. Northern just
those were
happened.
The years that Elijah Dixon was playing, right?
Yep. And Northern was ranked first, second, third. They were just very good. It was
he
very
was
very
telling
good.
us about this at a practice one day. He was like, I was like, I swear if we lose the EGR, and he's like, dude, because I told him, I was like, the past 2 years EGR has ended my seasons, and he's like, when I was in high school, he's like, Northern was doing the same stuff to us.
Yeah,
he's like, 3 years in a row ended our season.
I have a chip on my shoulder against EGR, and I'm coming out hard if we play them next game.
It's a winnable game.
Yeah.
They're a super senior heavy team, just like we were last year, so they're going to be very young next year. But they do have a banging JV team. Their JV team went undefeated this season.
Oh.
Their JV team is amazing.
Coach Elena just called me if you want to get her on there.
I mean, she keeps saying she wants to come on. With,
Was she saying she wants to come now?
No, she just texted me and told me I got All-State honorable mention.
Wow, big news.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Also, all conference, all district, all regional,
Yeah,
all state honorable mention.
I got all regional honorable mention as well. So
Yeah, my goal this year was to beat my brother, who got all conference his sophomore year, and it looked like I just blew him out of the park and I'm excited about that.
Lincoln Homolka's overrated.
I'm gonna call him on
He's backup at Olivet. He's he's third string at Olivet.
I'm gonna call him on my ride home.
He's
and
overrated.
Boast
There we
about
go.
that.
Love it.
He's overrated. I bench more than him. No, he's a good player. He's a good kid too. I miss him. I mean, I looked up to him like a coach, if I'm being honest. Like last year, riding the bench behind him, I learned more that season from him than any goalkeeper coach I've ever had just by watching him. I mean, I know, and I hated him. I hated him so much for being better than me, and it hurts so much to admit he is a better goalkeeper than I am. And Saban, I know he feels the same way. I know he hates my guts right now. I know he talks crap behind my back. But Saban, buddy, if you're listening to this, I love you, man, and I wish you the best for your next seasons. You're going to do great. You're going to be better than me when you're a senior, and you know it, and I know it. And, I mean, I really just, this season, I'm glad that you got to be on varsity. I'm glad you got to be a part of it and watch me play, and hopefully you learned something. If you didn't, oh well. I mean, you probably did. You just don't want to admit it, but it's okay. But you're a great keeper, great kid, and you'll be better than I was your senior year. So,
There we go. Awesome. All right, anything else, fellas?
That should do it.
No.
Unless you got something else.
No. Well, I have the video, but I have to save it for the banquet.
Yeah.
Coach
Yeah,
explicitly said.
We're the
Shouldn't have put-
actors in the video, but we can't see it.
Shouldn't have put her on speaker.
only
all right.
only 3 days
All
left.
right,
so.
for wrapping it up, let's wrap it up. I got to go play some ranked Fortnite when I get home. So.
All right. Good
All
luck.
right. Thank you for having us, Justin.
Thank you for
Anytime.
having us on.